How to draw a basic fashion crookie. In this video, I'm going to show you how to draw a front pose, the very basic one, with the 9 heads technique. This is my personal way of doing it and I feel that it's very easy, plus it looks really good. So we're going to start off by drawing a vertical line in the center of your sheet. Once you've done that, I'm going to take the inch side of my scale and I'm going to draw in the 9 heads basically. So for that I'm going to just make markings, 10 markings, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So basically these are my 10 heads. So I'm just going to make a light marking for you to get a better idea. So just divided this vertical line into 9 heads. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So in the first head here we're going to draw in the basic head. For that you need to draw a circle and then I'm just going to connect that circle to the bottom, so it's going to be like an almond shape. You can divide this head into half and then you can put in your ears. The tip of your ears are going to be halfway, like it's going to touch halfway of the head. Then we're going to put in the shoulder blade, which is exactly half of the second head, so say about here. Now I'm going to mark in the size, and this can be however wide you like it to be. I usually like to keep it between 1.5 heads, so that is proportionate to the rest of the body and my figure is lean. Then between 3 and 4 is your waist, so I'm going to make my waist to be slightly smaller so that it is slim, and I'm going to connect the shoulder to the waist. Then between 4 and 5 is where the hips will come in. So I'm just going to mark the hips to be almost as wide as the shoulder to give us an hourglass shape. So I'm going to connect the waist to the hip lines. I'm going to make all my lines to be slightly curved because the human body is not flat. Okay, so now we're going to draw in all the joints starting with the knees. So the knee joint comes in between 6 and 7. Okay, so about here. But when you are standing in attention, your knees aren't close together, they're a little apart. So I'm going to draw them to be roughly over here. I'm just going to put in 2 circles for the knee joint, and then between 8 and 9 is where your ankles come in. So I'm going to put tinier circles for the ankles. They're a little close together, like your feet are close together. Now what I'm going to do is put in the panty line here. So I'm going to just make a line which is 1/4 of the 4th head, and I'm going to draw this in. Now I'm going to draw vertical lines coming to this point. Just roughly draw them in. Then I'm going to connect the knee to the ankle. Okay, and I'm going to draw straight lines going downwards for the feet. Now we're going to draw in the thighs. For the thighs, you're going to go slightly outside and then you're going to curve inwards. Again, even for the inside, you're going to go slightly outside and curve inwards for the knee here. Don't make these curves too dramatic. They have to just be slight curves. Again, over here, I'm going to go slightly outside and come in. Even for the inside, I'm going to go slightly out and come in. Similarly, we're going to draw in the calves. for the calves again. Go out and come in. The other side. Out, slightly out, come in. For the inside, dips a little bit inside, out, and then reaches your ankles again. Slightly, ever so slightly, don't make it too much. These are your ankles. Then we're going to make a straight line going downward. Another straight line going downward. I like to make a trapezium for the feet, since all fashion models are wearing high heels. So the feet are going to be 9 headstones. You're going to give it a little V shape in the bottom. Okay. So now we have drawn the legs and the body. We're going to put in the neck. And we're going to draw in the shoulder blade. Just draw it really lightly, so later you can finalize which line is going to be the correct one. Now we're going to draw in the arms. Your arms are going to your elbows are going to be exactly at the waist level. Now what I like to do is draw straight lines coming down from the shoulder, and where they meet the waist I'm going to put in 2 circles for the elbow joint. And then roughly over here, it's usually around the hips, so over there I'm going to put in 2 tiny circles for my wrists. Again, I'm going to connect it with a light line. Now once I've done that, I want to draw in my arms. I'm going to give it a little shoulder and come straight down. Again, a little bit of the shoulder, come straight down. I like to put in a little curve to the elbow. Now the wrist is going to be tiny. When you make tiny wrists and tiny ankles, it always looks very feminine. For the arm, I'm going to curve outwards and then curve inwards for the wrist. Same on this side. I'm going to go out and come a little in. Out and a little in. Okay. Now we're going to draw in the hands. The hands are as big as the face. So I'm going to draw in a trapezium first, like this. And then very simply just put in the fingers and the thumb again. Just the thumb and the fingers. Okay. Now usually when I'm drawing a standing pose, I always like to put one arm on the shoulder. Sorry, one arm on the waist. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that too. So now when you raise your arm upwards, the elbow moves up too. So it's going to be in this curve. So I'm going to draw in the elbow joint, connect it to the shoulder, and my wrist is going to be slightly over here. Like you have to make sure that this measurement and this measurement is the same. Similarly, this measurement and this measurement has to be the same. So that is how I'm going to put in my arm. I'm going to put in another trapezium for the hand. Okay. So when you place your wrist, it's going to be this way, where your thumb goes behind. And I'm going to draw in the fingers, pointer, and the rest of it. Now again, shoulder comes down to the elbow, makes the elbow joint. This way.